ROEs that have come from Lahaina and how that would be handled. So if I could, I guess it's my turn. That'll be my question then. So,
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. So, I mean, let me first say that with the outreach we've done, people are on a huge spectrum of where they are in terms of their readiness to deal with the circumstances. So we have people who are still very much in shock and not ready to process the next step. And then we have people, I relayed, much like when people get a diagnosis, they deal with it differently. Some people don't want to address it. Some people address it by wanting to plan and take the next step and take action. And we have people at all points of that spectrum in both Kula and the Lahaina communities. So in terms of meeting people where they're at, that's kind of what we're trying to provide here with, like, what can my next steps be? What are my options for moving forward? For reentry in Lahaina, while we weren't and haven't been pushing at all really in Lahaina, we've been making information available generally, but not like requesting people attend specific meetings because they haven't been allowed to reenter. But that changes today with the reentry of Zone 1C. So we will be putting out specific reentry requests to neighbors to come. They don't have to come right away if they're not interested yet, or if they're not mentally there. It's fully understandable. But we'd like to be able, for those that are, to be able to present those options. So if they would like to move forward. As reentry starts to move forward and 2 to 3 zones a week start getting opened, it's going to be relatively quickly that we'll be able to progress through the process of that community being able to submit their rights of it. And frankly, I already have several dozen rights of entry for Lahaina for people who have already reached that conclusion and want to just start planning. So for us, I think the deadline is the question. Did you want to create 2 different deadlines for Kula, one for Kula, so we know we can get moving, and maybe a further out deadline for Lahaina? I think that could be a possibility. But we certainly want to create the expectation that folks do need to begin processing and understand what their options are, and then pick a lane, decide what path they would like to take in a timely way so that we can ensure the environmental protection. And that is, of course, we wouldn't be doing this if there wasn't some concern with the environmental health of these areas.
So are you saying then that when today we have reentry of Zone 1C, which is kind of by the Lahaina Civic Center, the Hawaiian Homes area, and then I heard Director Oliveras was saying last night at the MAC that the team would do an assessment and then figure out how you're going to do the next step. So it won't be a slam dunk. We just keep on going, right? So if I could ask you then, how would you involve those residents so that they can have, like training or, more education, I think is probably needed.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's where the outreach comes in. So as you've seen in Kula, we had a community outreach meeting, we had a resource fair, and then we had a follow-up kind of question and answer. We would like to do that for every neighborhood that's been affected. We also have outreach teams at the Lahaina DRC, the Disaster Recovery Center, that can answer questions about debris removal. Today's their first day there because we knew reentry was going to start. And we have people now, we set up a right of entry intake center in the lobby this morning as well. So it's staffed, people are there to answer questions. We did find, in terms of the resource fair in Kula, that's people's preferred. Some people are just ready to sign and they understand. A lot of people want the one-on-one consultation to talk through, what does this mean? It was very helpful to walk through with people their property sketch and have them, map out their property, show me where the rock wall is, show us where your septic tank is, all of those things. And to form, frankly, accountability, so the importance here is that I think folks know that we heard them, whatever their expectation is or concerns are, it's correctly documented. It's been documented by them in terms of intake. So it is a very high touch thing I've learned. They've taught me now that there does need to be a whole lot of availability and access for some folks who want to sign the right of entry permit. So we want to make that open up that process as soon as we can in Lahaina for folks that are ready.
Thank you. So that's the end of my my second round of questions.